Hello and welcome to my video titled YouTube's Creepiest and Darkest Channels Part 4 Teal Swan. Originally, Part 4 was going to cover David Icke, but that video turned out to be a disaster. It was full of factual inaccuracies and consisted largely of too many things put together at once. There was some talk about the miniseries, and there was talk about this and that, and it did not actually focus on the topic itself and did not provide enough information to indicate that I had intentionally been lying to people for the past 30 years. So that video had factual inaccuracies, and the decision was made to remove it and replace it with one which would cover Teal Swan instead. So for those who don't know, Teal Swan is a YouTube personality who has become notorious for her constant claims that sending oneself to the afterlife is somehow something that's going to resolve all problems. That's not true. That is something which many say amounts to actual lying. That it is to say the desire to lie to one's audience base. Everybody lies, and occasionally some lie more than others. Fortunately, there are those who can expose those lies, and I'm not claiming to be one of them with regard to Teal Swan. It's just that I have heard so much of information about this personality suggesting that this seems somewhat like a fraud, that the name itself is somehow instantly associated with scams, frauds, and so on whenever I hear it. That's why I refuse to come near the channel at the moment, or want to have anything to do currently with its fan base. Other than this, I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with Teal Swan's fan base, but there has to be something significantly wrong with someone who thinks that, or who seems to think that suicide or something of that sort of nature can resolve a problem, when the reality is that in the fiction, for example, when the characters do something like that, they just make things more complicated. They increase the drama and do not actually resolve anything. My sincere apologies if any concept is not properly addressed here, so I'm very wary of words like that once mentioned, and I am not attempting to offer any advice about what to do or how to handle things when a video by Teal Swan actually shows up in your feed. That does not happen to me at the moment. If it were, I would probably ignore it, because I don't like videos popping up in my feed which contain something similar. That is to say, it should not be Teal Swan's business to tell other people that doing that kind of thing that she seems to advocate, or that this personality seems to advocate, would somehow be beneficial for them. To me, that's pretty dumb of her, incredibly selfish, manipulative, and yes, I agree with her critics suggesting that this is actually a highly manipulative character who seems to believe that the easy way out, as some call it, always amounts to solving a problem which can be solved differently. That being said, it's not appropriate to upload videos in the manner that she has done, with the intent to advocate for the kind of things that she has been advocating for. It does not mean that she should not practice astrology or anything like that. It only means that Teal, Swan, and some of her fan base have been considered to be concerning by others, and her channel has been described as concerning, and should naturally belong to the category of creepy and dark channels. In the past, things like the kind of topics that the channel covers were not treated with the care and responsibility that they are now. As a result, YouTube had to change their community guidelines to ensure that in the future, people who come there will not be doing those kinds of things, because it's a big platform, and if she thinks that she can somehow abuse it, then the platform decides if she is going to belong there or not. Other than that, that's it for now.